why our target will be that whoever attend this session understand the ESG well enough to pass in flying color or CFA ESG Sustainable Investing Certificate. Now, let me put the first thing first, and that is webinar rules. While we are waiting for others to join in, here are some rules and reminders to keep in mind. If you have any questions, please put it in chat box. Also, you can raise hand, so I will allow you to ask the question live. Be ready for quizzes and mocks. This whole program is quiz and mock, okay? Because if you are planning to prepare for a CFA examination, you need to get accustomed with reading question fast and answering them. And hence, this program you will see, I'm asking at least 50% to 70% of the time I'm giving you the quizzes. We will make sure that all mics are on whenever you need to, ask a question. So you can ask question anytime and keep your camera on for sure. Yeah, without camera, it will be very difficult to deliver this session because we are going to cover highlights rather than going into, depth of it like we did in the 6-month program. So keep that on. So if I see you, I'm losing you, I can go to you and ask you questions so you can be contributing to the program and learning it. If you are ready, please put I am ready in the chat box. Yes. Okay, fair. No worries. Okay. So are you ready? That's the biggest question now. Are you ready to get enthralled with subject of ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance factors, and CFA Institute, how it tests, what it tests, and what all it covers? If you are ready, I believe everybody is. And if not, then get ready. So let's start with learning journey overview and what are the chapters we are going to cover. And we will be building that ESG mastery, investing mastery specifically, that how ESG factors and sustainability helps banking institutions, investment institutions to grow and grow faster, and how you can develop your professional career with those kind of institutions tomorrow. So welcome to your ESG Bootcamp journey. And over next 3 days, we will master 5 fundamental chapters, starting with that will be on day 1. And then 4, embedding subject, how to use this sustainability and ESG factors into making decisions. So these are the 2 sides which we are going to cover. One on the fundamental, foundational aspect of ESG investing, and then also learning how to utilize that into our decision-making process, mostly investment, as well as creating portfolio, doing valuation, etc. So that's the full spectrum of things. Now we will start with 5 chapters. First on day 1. So today my targeted by 4 o'clock, which can go little here and there, maybe little higher, or 4 chapters, whichever goes well. We will start with chapter number 1, introducing to you environmental, social, and governance pillars of ESG investing or sustainable investing. Its definition, how key supranational initiatives, which is United Nations, ASEAN, all those supranational initiatives gets embedded in your decision making. We will be learning that today in the chapter 1. It will lay down conceptual groundwork for all ESG integration strategy, which we are going to learn from tomorrow. Clear? Chapter 2 will explore the ESG market landscape, why people, professional like you and me, are even attempting to learn and use it in our decision making. How big is this market? Its size, what are the key drivers which is propelling it with the growth in excess of 15% year on year, right? Who are the major stakeholder and shareholders here who are shaping the growth of ESG journey, ESG as a factor across world, or sustainable investing as a factor? The chapter number 3, we will be diving deep into environmental risk and investment implications. So we'll be learning the E of ESG in depth. Yeah, we'll be also seeing how many pages coverage is there in the curricula. So you will get updated with such kind of understanding. We will be looking into climate mitigation. We will be looking into biodiversity matrix. So all that spectrum we will be covering into chapter number 3, learning. Chapter number 4 unpacks social factors, which includes labor rights, right? Health and safety of labors, mega trends, which are critical here in social factors. And then we will be also looking into DEI, which in US now is turned out to be cultural aspect of the business rather than diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is crucial for real world ESG risk understanding. Okay. So chapter 4 is all about social factor, and it covers health, safety of labor, the mega trend there, and the cultural aspect of the business. Today, my target is also chapter number 5, but if it doesn't get covered in the limited time we have, we will extend it to tomorrow. But our target in 5th chapter is to focus on governance, what makes the corporate system effective, and how failures happens here. Okay, how the government's failure happens, and we will be learning all those major mishaps which has happened in past, right? In 6-month program, we go into all 20 different cases study and we do it our own self. And how investor respond to such kind of governance failure, that also will be learning. Ramesh Akinipalli ji, welcome to the class. We will have an introduction session happening in a couple of minutes. I want everybody's camera on today so that I can judge you whether I'm able to deliver the program well or not. You are on mute, I believe. That's why I could not hear you.
Thank you. Good day.
Good day. Now, what I say is knowledge is power, but a strategic ESG knowledge is influence. So Anchika wants to become influencer of tomorrow, and I believe it will help her to grow much faster, right? Her Instagram as well as her LinkedIn profile. Now, so knowledge is power and strategic ESG knowledge is influence. That's what I see. Now, day 2, we will start with chapter number 6, which is engagement and stewardship. Here, the very important aspect of ESG investing lies, and it is independent. Not even a single part of this, apart from voting and proxy, we use it in our traditional finance. Okay, so it's very, very critical subject matter. And trust me, it has a very good focus as well. If you learn this chapter, it gives you good idea about how to engage. Yeah, how to engage with different investors, stakeholders in the ESG ecosystem, specifically ESG investing ecosystem. So asset owner, asset manager, yeah, no, companies, clients, international clients, how to engage with them and how to create that stewardship which we need in this area. Chapter 7 will be covering how analyst embeds ESG and insight into their financial model. So end to end, if you see chapter, it covers valuation, analysis, like we do financial analysis, financial valuation. Here you have to do financial ESG analysis and ESG valuation, and eventually you will be ending up with creating models. Now in 6 months, I have given you the modeling exercise, and even some people have done the presentations too. Chapter 8 dives into environmental risk and investment implications, okay, where we will be talking about portfolio construction, that how this risk attribution, how this hockey calculation influences your, eventual portfolio construction, which we're talking here. Last chapter is all about the different part of ESG investing, the different player of ESG investing, how they interact with each other, right? That's what we will be learning in chapter 9 summary, which is having. And this is how your ESG intelligence will increase. So the first part was building the investing mastery, so you know and understand. And second part is all about ESG intelligence. Now, you get this ESG intelligence, the transformation of knowledge into action happens. So in this last three, transformation of knowledge into action happens, and hence you can lead with ESG insight, which we will be creating. Last day, we have three segments to address there. I hope I will be covering all the 9 chapters by tomorrow. If that doesn't happen, then one chapter may go in the first segment. But my target for Monday is that we sit online, live, and do mock study, which we have developed based on the exam which are available on, you know, different platform. And we will be doing it live in the same scenario, which you will be attempting it in your, house or going to the proctor-based examination center. As you are aware, in every city, most of the city in India, 7 to 8 city in India, there is a center for this examination which you can attempt. Segment 2, we will be reviewing that answer live. So you will be learning where you are making those mistakes. And also this will give a clarification on certain idea and questions which you might have. Last segment, we will be also learning how to ace this exam. What are the preparations you need to be putting it in order to really crack this code of the examination and get certified in one of those reputable certification where 40,000 people, if you see the book, it says 26,000, but this book takes the data of only 2023. Now, how many of you have a physical copy of it? How many of you have a physical copy of it?
All have, I think so.
I do not have, sir.
Okay, no problem. If you don't have, what we will do is we will, we will be making sure that when I'm referring to certain segment from the book, I'm showcasing to you. And how many of you can see I've already colored the full book in green, yellow, you name the color and every color you will find it in order to prepare this deck. So this deck is mostly based on, the whole book which we have developed. Of course, I cannot share that. We are not allowed to do that using their material. But whatever I have gathered the knowledge that I will be sharing through the slides and through the conversation we will be having, and mostly with the questions which we'll be addressing, right? And that's how a last day strategy I will be discussing. So anybody who is attempting this exam within this month, definitely they will get benefited. And anybody targeting in next 3 to 6 months, there might be some changes because by October, November, ESG changes its, program approach. By December, they come up with a new set of. Now, what I see, if anybody wants to crack this international certification, success is 90% mindset. So you saw Anshika, she is determined to pass. You saw her, she was a chairman of a company, so she knows how to crack this kind of stuff. She is a UPSC, pass out person, so she knows how to pass such kind of exam. However, that was long back, and she will be attempting it again in a new scenario when she is not even preparing out that stage. 10% is showing up, which you guys did. More than 15 people have joined this program, and only 7 people have, and this is how it happens all the time. 7 people are there in the class, and once you so prepared, you will be passing this exam. So 90% definitely from this class, people should be passed. 95% is the passing score which our institute carry, right? What all this program covers? CFA ESG Investing 2025 or CFA Sustainable Investment Certification 2025 coverage is listed in front of you. Now, again, this is a summary of the official curricula, right? I have just gathered the information and tried to show you analysis so that you know where to focus, right? And the last day, I will also show you exactly where to focus inside it, right? Of course, there is no guarantee where from the question will come. Even CFA Institute doesn't know it because they have that kind of structure. But at least you know the critical learning outcomes which CFA Institute wants you to learn and understand, right? So whole program we have prepared in a way that it covers all those critical aspects. Now, let's just start and understand this 9 chapters. The first one is Introduction to ESG Investing, which I have already introduced to you. There are 45 pages, starting from page number 15 to 60, and estimated questions as per CFA website is 4 to 8. So minimum 4 question will come from here and maximum 8 estimated question can come. Exam weighting is approximately 7%. So out of 100 question, as you are aware, 100 question will be coming. 5 to 7 question you should be expecting chapter number 1. Chapter number 2 also has similar statistics. 53 pages are there to be learned. And out of that, 4 question will come. 6% weightage, because there is a lot of statistics. 6% weightage is what we are expecting, coming from that area. Now, if you look into chapter number 3, now this is the largest chapter in the whole book. Yeah, it has more than 118 pages to read, and one of those area where environmental, see, people are now calling now. Okay, so we are covering that chapter, environmental factor, which is 118 pages are there. But there will be chances that 8 to 15 question will come from this area. So nearly 12% weightage we expect. So 12 question out of 100 question can come from environmental factors. Now, another chapter which is very good game. So anybody who wants to make less time and better result, they should be focusing on chapter number 4, which is social factor, or in general we say health, safety, and the manpower community chapter. And this has only 35 pages, from 231 to 266 page number. And here also you will get at least 10 to 11% questions, right? As per CFA disclosures. Now, if we are expecting 11% and only 35 page compared to 118 pages and 12 question, the difference is huge. Then comes governance factor, 60 pages, 8 to 15 question comes from here as well. Approximately 10% weightage is given. You have engagement and stewardship, another very good, interesting chapter. Very interesting chapter, lot of case studies. Questions will be approximately 5 to 10. 8% weightage come from this side, which is engagement and stewardship. Chapter number 7 is ESG analysis, valuation and integration, another 46 pages. This is the biggest game. So anybody who is preparing, they cannot afford losing this chapter at all. Even though you have no background in ESG, in investing or finance, you should not leave this chapter. Yeah, it's very clear. CFA Institute wants you to learn this part in order to you start making good decisions, right? Decision making happens because you understand, ESG analysis, how you should include all these factors into your valuation, and hence you can make a go or no go exercise on any of your decision making, specifically related to sustainability. Clear? And how to integrate this particular topic into the operation. 24% is the weightage. Means out of 100 question, you will see from this chapter everywhere questions are getting reflected throughout 2 hours, 20 minutes, right? The total tenure for... so let me give you breather there as well after I finish this page, that what kind of examination you should be expecting. And of course, we are going to cover that on the last day. 8 number chapter is little bit technical, but once you read it, it becomes very easy to understand. It is all about construction of portfolio, but anybody who does their own investment as well, they can easily relate with it. Okay, that they do in fixed deposit investment, they do it in stock market, they do it in bond market, they also do it in real estate, right? So how to optimize their portfolio, they will be learning in this chapter. Looks like something alien for non-financial people, but we have right now a few people who have nothing to do with finance, but they excel in this area. Yeah, including Bhaskar ji, or Rajni ji or Ramesh Sakinipalli ji, who comes from marketing, insurance. Of course, right now they are into law and legal as well, but they love to join this program. And they were able to cruise along these chapter as well. And the last chapter is learning about the mechanics, how an asset owner or an asset manager behaves in this ESG investing marketplace, right? What is the interaction, etc. Now, quick summary on how the exams will come, and we will be doing it in detail on last day as well. So, examination, you can book it anytime. It's an open examination. There is no fixed date which you need to select. So that those dates are open, and if there is availability of seat on those pro metric institution, or you can even do it your own home, from your own home. You need not to go to any pro metric institution if it is not convenience for you, but it is prescribed that you always go to examination center, because first of all the discipline will be there, and this examination is little tricky. So if you look here, there, in my sessions I allow, right? But there, if you will look here and there, they will immediately they will not tell you, but after you complete the examination, there will be pop-up that you have been found not following the policy, and hence your examination is cancelled. Once it is cancelled, oh, very difficult it is. Again, you have to pay approximately 700, dollars to appear for the examination, even though it was not your mistake. Clear? So be careful on that regard. Hence, it is recommended you go to Prometric session, Prometric Institute, and if anything happens, of course, you will have one option, the last resort, to write to the CFA Institute and explaining the situation that it was not your mistake. Okay, so that is allowed in Prometric Institute. Now, as I have told you, there are more than 7 cities. They have several Prometric institutes which are available. For example, in Bangalore, I have very nearby, next to my house, in one of those malls, and I can go there and attempt the exam. Second advantage this program has is there will be 100 questions only, and all of them are multiple choice questions. Okay, they are not writing type. So advantage you have that out of 4, 1 is correct. But they do not test you like that. Sometimes they will give you 3 different options in question itself, and then they will say that how many of those are correct. Are you with me? So those kind of questions also frequently come in such kind of examination, and you should be, testing yourself on that regard as well. Now, this is 2 hour, 20-minute program, but take 3 hour, because there will be 15 minutes of process which you have to follow. To be exact, I think it goes up to 16 minutes and 4 minutes, something like that is there, where they will read out all the policy procedure that how you should be attending the exam. This is before examination, and then of course after examination, because result comes immediately. You need not to wait for it. Because online examination, after examination, result will be shown. So they process again, they will do the closing process, another 6 to 9 minutes, and then they will display your exam on the screen itself. So that's how the examination works there, examination. There is no negative marking, Deepak. Very good question there. There is no negative marking. Every question will have 1 mark. There will be 100 questions. Okay. So you need to score definitely above 70%. However, these kind of examination works on percentile, and on an average, what we have seen for last year, approximately 80% people have passed. That is rare for CFA Institute, because CFA Institute results are generally 40 to 44% to 50%. Last year it was 39% for level 1, 2, and 3 examination, finance examination. I'm talking about this is sustainability examination. Uh, People's last year data said that it is 70 to 80%. No, you can't leave the examination hall at all after till the time your results are displayed. You can't leave. If you will leave, they will cancel your exam again. Yeah, they will tell you in the beginning. That's why there is a 16-minute talk which they will give you, and they will tell you what all are expected from you and how you should be attempting this exam. Yeah, so very clearly they will announce. So that is why I'm recommending if you are traveling, make sure that you are there early morning if you have booked in morning. Rajni ji, you have booked in morning, right? Approximately
Yes. Then
11.
I booked at 12. 12,
12 o'clock. So
12.
better be there in that locality little earlier. And you have to enter the examination center at least 20 minutes before, right? So that's how it works out. That's all about examination. On the last day, again, we will be covering that how to approach, what should be your mindset, what you should be doing before going the examination. I will give you that guidance based on my experience rather than CFA should giving any guidance on that.
Does it mean that they declare the result same day?
They declare the results same day itself. As per means whatever I have seen. If they have changed the program, I have no idea. Anybody has any idea, please let me know. But what I know, immediately they will show you the examination results.
But you say you get a percentile how others are doing, and based on 70% of that highest score is your passing marks. So,
Correct.
how do they judge this? On each day, they judge it.
Not each day, till the date you are attempting the exam. That's why earlier the better. Because if you cross the full year, means already 1,000 people or 40,000 in 5 years. 2019, this program has been has started in UK. Later on, it became CFA Institute program after COVID, right? 6 years till date, they are running this program and 40,000 people. So every year we are talking about how many people? Approximately 6,000 people, right?
Mhm.
7,000 people. That much many people are attempting, and they are attempting every day, right? And hence, till the date you have done, that day they will compare. Okay. So recommended is you do better. More than 70% of your questions should be correct. Hopefully, definitely you will be passing because every three people, four people, one person will fail according to the last year data. Every three people, one person fails, and then again three people pass. So make sure that you are that three people. Are you getting my point, everyone? And start your camera again. Right? I don't know whether you are even listening to it or not. Yeah, you can stop the camera when you are taking your lunch, breakfast. I will allow that. There will be a lunch break. Actually, every session, every one chapter, we will have half an hour, 20 minutes of examination happening. So you have to attempt the live. People who have already attempted end of chapters, etc., they are more comfortable. But who have not, or they have to do it fresh. And people who have attempted, they will get their revision done then and there. Clear? Now, that point in time, we will be taking the break. So let me continue. Let me go to the chapter number 1. So why should we care about listening to me? Most of you know me, but who people who have not been knowing, for them, I am a CFA charter holder and ESG certified investment banker for last 20 years in corporate finance and sustainability advisory. My name is Vivek Suman, who doesn't know me, and over past 20 years, I have been working in the intersection of investment, banking, consulting, corporate advisory, ESG transformation, and advising client across sector in India and in GCC. I have authored two best-selling books on ESG and sustainability. These are my few recent years' accomplishment. Over past few years, I have been honored to meet people like you, Rajni ji, Anshika, Deepa, Krishna, as well as some bigger people, larger than life people like Kiran Saw Majumdar, Banga, you name it, and most of the people who have come to Bangalore or have traveled to their places, I have met them. Been on TED Talks, Economic Times talking about the same subject. Building knowledge and scaling impact is my focus. And that's how I have trained now more than 4,500 working professionals, work with more than 100 companies in last 2 years itself, helping them with the ESG and sustainability progress. Yeah, how they should go about it. With that part finished, let's straight go into first chapter, and that's welcome to the chapter number 1, and that is about ESG investing. In this chapter, in ESG certification progress, it expects you to understand the foundational principle of environmental, social, and governance aspect of business, strategy behind it, and what kind of ESG landscape we have, right? We will be, for example, we will be looking into those key global initiatives, yeah, and how they that guide ESG integration in the financial world or otherwise. Understanding ESG isn't it optional any longer now? It's a new language. Trust me, it's a language like French, English, Hindi, Malayalam, or Tamil. It's a language, and that language is sustainable finance language. Because tone at the top is very clear that I want only those people who can take this forward, and hence anybody works in any company need to speak this language. Now, what all is covered in chapter number 1? So what I did is I mapped it, whole thing, whole chapters into learning outcomes, which is expected you to know before you attempt the exam. It is expected from you that you should be knowing learnings from this chapter. So I mapped that with the chapters itself. So there are 8 chapters in total, if you see, sub chapters in the chapter number 1, which includes sometime two learning outcomes, sometime one learning outcome. And this helps us to remain focused on what CFA Institute value the most